Here is the life of not only an ordinary citizen, but a leader who has been abducted on 13th, 7 days ago. And here we have our colleague who has just responded callously, Mr. Speaker.
But what is also order, Honorable Keynan?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, yesterday I sought a statement from the same committee regarding the brazen and cowardly abduction and detention without trial of Honorable Yusuf Hussein, MCA Dela Elders constituency. And yet I can see this able vice chairman of the security and administration seems to be not prepared. Can you tell us about the answer?
Honorable Russell, this was a commitment made yesterday, and you're behaving as if you didn't even make it.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I think yesterday we were in the House, and Honorable Keynan raised a fundamental issue on human rights, violation of the law, and what is considered unprocedural. Indeed, the committee was seized of the matter, and we were able to talk to the Cabinet Secretary for Interior, the Director of Criminal Investigation. And both of them, what we told them is that we want them to give us answers on the whereabouts of the Honorable member from Elders in Wajir. The only thing that was missing from the House is we did not have the signed statement from the Speaker. But what the two, the Cabinet Secretary and the DCI have promised us is they are going to work on the matter and to look for the missing person. And so far, that is what we can report to the House. And they just told us, give us time, but we have had you. That is what we want to report back to the House. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Okay, none.
Mr. Speaker, this House, this is an August House, and we all understand the definition and meaning of an August House. You also, as a seasoned lawyer, you also understand what constitutes an emergency response. Here is the life of not only an ordinary citizen, but a leader who has been abducted on 13th, 7 days ago. And here we have our colleague who has just responded callously, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, we need to trust and bring back the glory of this House, Mr. Speaker. We are losing our stature, Mr. Speaker, and the flair of that entitlement of being an August House. That is why the Senate is doing very well, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, will I be right to suggest that even those electorates, those people, those citizens on the ground, when they see such a callous response, Mr. Speaker, and you understand, Mr. Speaker, the rights, we are not talking about an ordinary citizen. Every Kenyan has the right to be protected. But here is the whereabouts of an elected leader, Mr. Speaker. The response is not only unconstitutional, Mr. Speaker. The abduction is unconstitutional. The response is clearly demonstrates lack of responsiveness, Mr. Speaker. Will I be right, Mr. Speaker? You can see today they are not even saying, can I request, can you please ask colleagues here to consult in law tones?
They have heard you. Go ahead.
Mr. Speaker, I want you to put yourself in the shoes of this elected leader. And I want all of us as elected leaders, as politicians, to be conscious of what we go through, Mr. Speaker. This is an elected leader, a family man, a Kenyan citizen. He has been missing, he has been abducted. It is on record, Mr. Speaker, from Friday last week. To date, there is yet to be an official response from the government or those who are tasked with this. We have asked our colleagues, who are the interluders between Parliament and the Executive. The response that we have got from the Vice Chair right now does not have a timeline. So will I be asked, will I be right, Mr. Speaker, through you, to ask the Chair of this committee to bring a response, a written response, on Tuesday at 2:30 p.m. without fail, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. The Honorable Russell, you've listened to a number of elders, and from where I sit, this can't be handled in the casual manner that the committee wants to handle it. And I wouldn't want you to say anything on this matter, but I'll order that on Tuesday, when the House next sits, you bring to this House a comprehensive answer on the issue raised yesterday. And I would request that the committee takes this matter with the seriousness that it deserves.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I really do not want to say much based on your ruling. The only thing I want to say is the committee is serious about lives of Kenyans. He is from the constituency of Honorable Keynan, but he could have as well come from my constituency or your constituency. That is how important those lives are. But I am well guided. I will pursue the CS Interior to give us a response by that time. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you.